What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's time for episode 9 of Tigers Franchise. We're here on August 1st of 2024, and as you can see, we're sitting quite nicely, 64-39, top team in the American League, and the second best team in baseball behind only the Dodgers. The trade deadline did just pass, of course, on July 31st, and I'm just going to let you know out front, we didn't do a thing. There just really wasn't anything out there. And I want to create some big buildup just to tell you that we didn't do anything. I figure I cut to the chase, rip the Band-Aid off. Here's the thing. If we wanted to make an impact move, it was going to cost us prospects that we simply don't have right now. I mean, we've got a few, literally a few, 3 guys in the top 120. They weren't even getting it done. But even if they were, I'm not trying to trade the guys that we're barely building up when our system is so bad. I'm just not going to do it. And it's one of those things where it's like, we're not even fighting for a playoff spot right now. We could still lose out, okay? Listen, OOTP gods, you're always lurking somewhere in my room whenever I start to talk comfortably about a team. They're like, here's 7 injuries in a row. I'm not saying that we're guaranteed for the playoffs because I've played this game enough to know that even a 12.5 game lead on August 1st is not locked. But I'm not going to go through making a bunch of moves to fight, strengthen ourselves against Texas or Baltimore. I don't know. I just didn't see enough there. If I could have made a big impact move that would help this year and beyond and maybe cost some of those prospects, sure. But everything was just too overpriced or not enough impact to make it worth doing. Now, the day before, literally July 30th, Alex Lang goes out for the rest of the year. 3 to 4 months, ulnar nerve entrapment, awful move. That sucks. Now, he wasn't killing it this year, but a 405. Actually, he had just gotten back. Oh, did he? Wait, is this another, is this a re-injury? Oh, man, it is. Okay, so this is going to be bad. This is back-to-back big injuries in the same year. This could really undercut Lang going forward. So, immediately you can see here Jalen Beeks' name in white because he came off the IL the very next day. So we're going to send him out on a rehab for a little bit. In the meantime, and we're going to see this come through the next day I sim or maybe a day after that, I did claim Nate Pearson off of waivers, basically as a way of essentially replacing Lang because I didn't realize that Beeks was coming back that quickly. And just because, I mean, look at Pearson, 65, 55, 45 for free, for a roster spot. I'm going to take that shot. So we've got Nate Pearson coming in unless we get undercut. I guess literally anybody but the Dodgers could claim him and take him away from us, so it's not guaranteed, but we'll see how it goes. But it is August 1st, so that means player development report. You see a little control drop there for Soroka. That's a bummer. Jackson Jobe gets a stuff rating jump, a current stuff. Dylan Dingler gets potential contact jump. Current eye loses some current speed, but we don't really care about that from catcher, so we'll take some positives in the hitting realm there. Current eye does go down for Shosei Watanabe, but his overall and potential both move up. I'm not really entirely sure how that works. Well, I have a general idea because, again, everything's on the 5s, so there can be 1, 2, 3, and 4-point moves that they don't really show here, but if a bunch of those happened and they counterbalance the current eye dip, that's how he still goes up. It's just funny to see one negative and then his overall and his potential both jump up a little bit. Jermaine Palacios' speed goes down. Contact and power, current and potential, both go up for Austin Meadows. That's a nice little jump right there. And he's having a wonderful season, 2.5 wins, 127 WRC plus, and 410 plate appearances. We love to see that. Jose Hernandez, little movement dip. Chris Englund, little movement boost. Rodolfo Castro, drop. Abel Bastidas, current and potential contact both go up. Current defense goes up. You like to see that as a 20-year-old in AAA. He's definitely challenged there. He's still unhappy about being there, but that's probably because he's been terrible. Why did I move him all the way up? It seems a little aggressive to go from high A to AAA. I'm curious why I did that. I don't remember. This is one of the things of having long lulls in between episodes and just doing multiple sims at once. You kind of forget certain things. So I'm not entirely sure why I did that. I mean, he doesn't have the red arrow. The computer thinks he's capable of handling AAA, but I wonder if maybe a move back to AA makes some sense there. Now, I know that that's a risk for his development because, going up there and then getting sent back down, he might get a little peeved. But look, he's unhappy up there, mostly due to performance and the team record. That's not going to be helped regardless of where he is in our organization. So let's get him back in AA and see if he can get back on track and hopefully get in a better mood. Finishing off the development report, Errol Vera. Oh, wait, sorry, I skipped down. Walter Pennington, a little dip. Carlos Pena, a little dip. Errol Vera, a little speed burst. Andrew Jenkins, a little power. Danelle Montes with a nice stuff, movement, and control, all getting some love in the current and or potential realms. Just a nice little boost overall there for him. Christian Santana gets a little current eye, current contact. Itai Goldner gets contact, power, and then Juan Ruiz gets a little movement and control down there in the DSL. So all in all, not a bad little report. As I mentioned, we're 64-39, 12.5 clear of the Twins, and 4 games back of the Dodgers for the overall best team in baseball. It's been a magical season here in 2024. Obviously, when you sign a big piece like Shosei Watanabe, you're hoping that things can start to turn around. I did not expect, complete 180 and here we go. We're one of the best teams in baseball. Obviously, he's not the only one doing it, but that is a big piece to come in and really take over. He's joined forces with Willy Adames, Riley Green. Those are our 3 best players for sure. And then you've got Austin Meadows, the breakout season that I mentioned that he's been having, or rebirth season, if you will, because he's broken out before. The bottom line is things have been going very well. And who's number 5 on offense in WAR? Javier Baez. Now, it's because of his defense. When I say offense, I mean, position players is what I should say, because his offense is not adding to that in the slightest. It is defense and maybe some base running that is helping Baez here. Let's see what his fielding looks like. Plus 11.5 zone rating. Definitely got to be a key driver. As far as base running goes, I mean, it's positive, but it's the defense. It's all the defense, and that's fine. I got no problems with that from Baez's standpoint. On the pitching side, we've got Skubal, Ashby, Enriquez, Soroka, Silseth, all at above 2 WAR from an R WAR standpoint. From a WAR standpoint, so Fangraphs WAR versus Baseball Reference WAR, or RA9 WAR, I guess, which is essentially Baseball References, and then the regular WAR without a little letter in front of it is more of a FIP-based WAR, which is what Fangraphs uses. So that's how I see it, as Fangraphs versus BRAF. And despite working at Fangraphs, I kind of like the RA9 WAR a little bit better. I want to kind of know like what's going on, warts and all. Maybe the defense is helping the guy. Maybe he's getting a little lucky. I still kind of want to see that. But I like having both up. But if you go by quote-unquote regular WAR, only 3 guys above 2, Ashby, Enriquez, and Skubal, while Jackson Jobe, Silseth, Herder, and Edwin Uceta are at least at 1. The biggest difference here is Soroka, and this highlights what I'm talking about. He's got a 353 WAR and then a 474 FIP. So the R WAR is going to lean more. Basically, that's how you can align them a little bit. R WAR is going to lean a little bit closer to their straight up ERA, whereas the regular WAR with no little letter, like I said, is going to be more aligned with their FIP. And that's why Soroka has such a big difference. But anyway, let's get into the stretch run here. Hopefully we hold this lead, set ourselves up nicely for the playoffs, and lock in a playoff spot. As I mentioned, Jalen Beeks going on rehab. I called up, who did I call up for Lang? I called up Reese Olson. Looks like he pitched immediately, or he's tired from the minors. I actually don't know. No, he pitched two innings right away, so that's good. And then, like I said, we're going to get Pearson here in a moment unless we get undercut. We got a 4-pack against Cleveland coming to visit us. They're 50-52. Let's see what they're all about. And we lose immediately, but we do get Pearson. We get smoked 13-4. That's 2 games out of the last 3 where we've gotten clocked. This one was a weird one. 16-8 in 11. An 8-run 11th inning. Brant Herter and Aaron Savali got clocked. Man, I tell you, Brant Herter's had a weird season. He had some major struggles early on, smoothed out really nicely, and then this rotten outing, spoils some of that good work that he'd been doing. 7.45 ERA and a 150 WHIP in April. Then he goes 2.25, 2.02 in May and June on the ERA with sub-1 WHIPs. Just unbelievable. And then again, this bad outing here in July spoils everything. Interesting that his usage had gone down so much too, down to 5 2/3 after really being dominant in May and June. I wonder, did he get a role change? You know what? I think it's when I put him in this opener role, they're not using him quite as much. I think I'd rather have him in some leverage spot, although maybe not. Maybe I like him at the front end there because he does have 7 shutdowns, but 5 meltdowns. And so like when he's off, Brant Herter can really get smoked. But I love the 20% strikeout minus walk. That's like literally best on the team besides Edwin Uceta. You know what? I'm going to go use more often in the backup role of stopper. We're actually going to put him in the leverage spots, see how that goes. Feel bad, Reese Olson. We called you up. You threw 2 strong innings, but you're headed back out for Nate Pearson. Sorry about it, buddy. We'll catch up with you later. And maybe he'll be our expansion call-up in September. So with Pearson, we'll just put him in the middle. And, I mean, he's good. He could definitely be a stud. He's got 35 stamps, so he can definitely give us multi-innings, which I love. High work ethic. Let's get a new fresh coat of scouting on him. I'm going to give him a secondary role of setup. I don't mind him in some late innings here. And let's continue on with this 4-game set against Cleveland. We lose again. Meanwhile, Drew Rom gets a little day-to-day injury for 4 days. We're obviously not going to IL him for a 4-day situation, but I am going to go ahead and bench him for 5. And we'll just play down a man. In fact, we're at 13-13 right now anyway. I'm usually a 14-12 kind of guy leaning toward the hitters. So in my eyes, we're a little bit of a pitcher heavy anyway. So going down to 12 is kind of going to what I would normally think of as even. So I'm fine to do that. I just looked down to make sure that I had unmuted my mic because I wasn't 100% sure that I had. And imagine if I had recorded 12 minutes without knowing that I was on mute. That would have been bad. All right, full scouting here on Pearson says his potential goes up 5 points. Okay, but nothing in the core skills changes. All good. We lost the first 2 against Cleveland here. We need these last 2 to split. And we get the 3rd. Can we get the 4th? We're going to get a save here and then an off day. And then we head out to LA to face the Angels. And then we head back. On our way back home, we stop over in Cleveland for 3 before hosting the Yankees. So a little week-long road trip here. We do not get that 4th game. So we dropped the set 3 out of 4. That's tough. Hate to see it, especially coming off of a deadline where we didn't do anything. You know, the fans aren't really cooking us on that, though. They understand the success that we're having. They like the team that we have. There were some people clamoring a little bit. You saw some things in the media. Maybe we need to improve catcher. Some people giving up on Spencer Torkelson. I get it. There are some avenues. But, I mean, the 2 relievers that they list, Alex Lang and Freddie Pacheco, both are out for the rest of the year. So I don't know why they're listed as our top guys here. Can we get a refresh on this and maybe highlight the fact that we've got some badass relievers that are definitely way better than 27th and 30th ranked? And then Akil Baddoo, I love him, one of my favorite players on the Tigers in real life, not even starting. So what is he listed there for? Maybe we can trick it a little bit. Let's list Meadows at left. Oh, he was listed at right. Dang. Who's playing right? Oh, Parker. Yeah, so let's just get everyone listed at a position, and then let's see what our rankings are. 29th! Oh, I guess he's a 40. Okay. That's fair. I don't know. I thought he was a better hitter. So Austin is the 10th ranked left fielder, and then Parker's the 29th ranked right fielder. I mean, he's a great defender, and he is a plus bat so far this year, which that's all we really need, right? Somewhere in the like 90 plus range of WRC plus is all we really need with his defense. Meanwhile, Baddoo plays mostly against righties, but has actually been doing okay against lefties. So that's good. All right, let's continue on. We got the Angels. We're heading out to visit them. They're 45-61. Remember, they no longer have Shohei. He's in Cincinnati. They do still have Fish Boy. He's got 25 homers and a really nice 69 RBI total here. We're going to face Luke Weaver. Interesting. Coleman Crow, whoever that is, and then Patrick Sandoval. Their pitching is rough. So let's get a 2 out of 3 here at the very least. Game 1 goes for us. Game 2 against us, and then the rubber match, we got it. Let's go. All right, so we're back in the mix here. Oh, Lakeland Flying Tigers, Jaden Brown, 3 bombs. 15th round pick from the 2023 draft. Not really a big time prospect, but you love to see it. You love to see a prospect doing some damage down in the minors. Now he is 22 at A ball. I wonder if a move up makes some sense. Maybe even just to West Michigan. That doesn't really please him in any way. Let's see if his attitude changes it for AA. No, he's still pissed. Okay, well, he's mad at his performance, which you should be, right? Because it's terrible. It's absolutely horrendous. So I don't know what you're getting all mad about. I'm going to bring you back to high A here. By the way, I don't know how much moving guys around like this, up and then back down hurts them. Can't be great, but I wonder if maybe if you don't sim a day, then it doesn't really have them getting yo-yoed and create like a negative effect. So technically he's still been moved up-ish. From A to A ball, or from A to high A is not seen as a promotion. You see how it says send to Class A Lakeland? And when he's in Lakeland, it says send to Class A, high A West Michigan, I should say, instead of promote. So those are seen as relatively equal. But it is a step up, and I mean, frankly, he's not that good to really push. But good 3 homers. You were only on our radar for those 3 homers. Again, we're visiting Cleveland. They're 54-55. Obviously, they just took 3 out of 4 from us. They're right there on the cusp. They're playing some decent balling. They just beat us, so we're not going to take them lightly. They are in the wild card mix for sure. No one's particularly close to us in the division right now, but that doesn't mean that they're not playoff caliber, sitting right around 500. Let's see if we can get this one from them. Game 1 in Cleveland, we lose 3-2. Game 2, we win 10-7 and 13. Oh, look at this roller coaster ride here. Bang. Boom, boom, boom. Little EKG action there on the win graph. Riley Green goes 3 for 5 with 5 ribs. 2 for 4 with 2 runs, 4 ribs for McKinstry. They both went yard. 19th for Green, 10th for McKinstry. Soroka was decent. CD-ROM was actually bad. 3 runs in an inning and 2/3, but he did get a hold because holds aren't always inherently good. Let's see if we get this rubber match here. Let's get a series and a save, as I like to say. I always do the weekly saves, so those Sunday games, if they're the last one, I'm either looking for a sweep and a save, a series and a save, or a salvage and a save. I got a little thing for all of them. It turns out we take an L and a save, which doesn't alliterate. It just sucks. So that's what? 5 out of 7 against Cleveland. And all of a sudden they're like, hey, can we chase these fools down? Well, you're 11.5 back. So good luck. Now I am taunting. You know what? I've gone full heel here. 180. What are you going to do to me, OOTP gods? Give me your best over these last 6 weeks. I'm not afraid. Shut up. I have an 11-game lead. I'm fine. We lose to New York. Game 2. Okay, we win. Rubber match. Oh my God, we lose again. Okay. All right, y'all. We get sandwiched off days here around another home set. And listen, I know it gets tired that I laugh at the quirks of the schedule because I do it all the time. But these ones just make me laugh. Look at this. 3 off days smushed around 2 home series and a quick jaunt to Cincinnati. It's like, I don't know. I'm not sure that's the most efficient use of them. But anyway, we got the Cubs coming to visit. We lose game 1. God, we can't win game 1 of a series right now. I mean, I know we did against the Angels, but then the other 3 series we have not. So now we got a rubber match here on Sunday. Give me series and a save. We need one here. Come on. I don't appreciate what we're doing, or not doing, as it were. Let's see what happens. Take a little drink of water. Oh my God, another series drop. I forgot to show y'all that we did go 15-9 in July. I was too busy just pissing off the OOTP gods to start off 6-10 here in August. By the way, I want to be clear. Regardless of how these final 6 weeks go, I will have no regrets about how I played the deadline. There just wasn't anything available without giving away guys that we just can't be giving away. We just don't have the talent. So this is what we've got. We're ahead of schedule, and when you're ahead of schedule, we see this with some of the real life teams that weren't pushing their chips all in this year to ensure that they get a playoff spot or even to reinforce themselves for October, like maybe a Baltimore could have done. They're sticking with their more long-term plan. Now, Baltimore and Cincy are the two teams I'm thinking about when I say that in real life, and they both have way deeper systems than we do. So they're a bit different, not a perfect one-to-one, but that's kind of the vibe I'm thinking here. Speaking of Cincinnati, we're headed out there for a pair of games. They're 69-50, looking there with a very nice record, just a half game, or no, just a game back of us. So this little two-gamer is nice here. Let's see what we can do in the Queen City. We're not eating that poop spaghetti, though. Do not bring that over to me. 3-1 win in the first game. And boom. 5-2 win in the second. Get out of here, poop spaghetti. We're not having it. Take your Skyline chili and throw it directly in the trash. It's garbage. 3-1 win. Aaron Savale opened for Jackson Jobe. Oh my God, what a brilliant game. We allowed 5 hits, had 7 Ks, just the 1 run against Savale. Jobe and Silseth were amazing after him. Urias, the piece of shit that he is, pitched well, but fuck him. 5-2 win at Cincy. Scooble, excellent. Gave up 1 unearned run in 5 2/3. Pearson came in, gave up a run, but it was all good because we dropped 5 on Nick Lodolo. By the way, if you ever do a Cincy build, you should probably plan to trade Lodolo and Hunter Green. They're just not cut out for their park with their bad movement and the home run capabilities of that park. I found it untenable to keep either of them, which sucks because when you start a Cincy sim, you're thinking like, I've got those 2 studs to build around on the pitching side, plus all the great hitting prospects, but neither of them really work out. We're headed out to San Francisco. We win game 1. Game 2 goes to them, so we've got a rubber match, and you know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a series and a save, but instead we get a Spencer Torkelson fractured thumb. He'll be out for 3 weeks. We did get the win, though, so that's better than nothing. Okay, well, now look, our Torkelson has not emerged like real-life Torkelson because he started with a lower level. If I had started this Tiger Sim after the real-life 2023 season on a live start, Torque would be in a much better spot. Now, I will say, our Torque still has some room to grow and can become a stud, but he has a 79 WRC plus this year, 80 last year. I'm losing some faith. And now you throw in an injury here down the stretch. This is a bummer. Let's put him on the IL and find somebody to bring up. Sort by WRC plus real quick. And you know what? I think it's Colt Keith time. He's on a hot streak. He's having an amazing year down there. He's our best prospect. We're fully in the mix. You know, if we're not going to go out and trade for a bunch of guys, then I think we should be open to bringing up our prospects. He's 23. There's no need to baby him. Colt Keith, welcome to Detroit, baby. Let's go. Let's freaking go. By the way, I didn't mention it at the outset, but y'all probably noticed we've got Charlotte, which is great. I decided to record before my girlfriend got home from work, so it was like a guaranteed Charlotte appearance. Like I said, when Jen's gone, they hang out with me the whole time because I'm the only one here. But once she gets home, they're like, nah, we gotta go, Dad. Mom's doing other cool things. You're just doing boring baseball. We got to go. And Henry's actually just right here. You can barely miss him. There he is, snuggled up against that pillow. We call him Pillow Boy. He is obsessed with pillows. And then Shard just being a dweeb. Look at this little geek. Look at that pot roast. Could you imagine being that much of a potato? It's like unbelievable to be that much of a tater. Anyway, so we got Cole Keith in. Let's get the save here since the game ended. And then we've got Seattle and Texas coming in. And let's close the month strong here. We got the little 2-pack against Cincy, took both of them, and then 2 out of 3 in San Francisco. And we got Seattle and Texas coming in, like I said. Seattle 70 and 54. They're a good club. Texas right there at 69 and 55. So a really nice challenge here down the stretch in August to set us up for September. Game 1 against Seattle, we lose 2-0. Game 2, we win 11-7. So we got a rubber game yet again. And we're staying in this pattern here of lose the first, win the second, bring up a rubber match. By the way, Jake Rogers, 3 for 3 with 3 runs scored and 5 ribs. Hell of a game, brother. 2 bombs, up to 14 on the year. All right, rubber match. Damn, 5-1 loss. Okay. Thor dropping the CG on us. A Willie Adames homer in the 9th, in fact, kept him from a Maddox. Wow. That's tough. One of my absolute favorite pitchers. Obviously, I know he's pretty washed at this point, but I love Thor. I always rooted for him at his peak. You know, always felt like there was more. He's kind of like our era's, you know, he's kind of in that Rich Harden, Mark Pryor type vein, maybe even Kerry Wood when you think about the power. Although he hasn't had a second act as a reliever, and he's not going to because he doesn't have the dominance anymore. But in that realm of like what could have been, and everyone's going to remember him like that. Okay, 3 against Texas. They are 72 and 55. They've drawn dead even with Seattle, so they must have swept their series as Seattle was taking 3 straight from us. Yeah, they took 3 straight from KC, or Seattle took 2 out of 3 from us. Texas took 3 straight from KC, so now they're tied, and both teams are 3 games back of us. And now we are no longer the best team in the American League. Baltimore has jumped to that role after an 11-13 August. I got to be honest, though, 2 games under, I'll actually take that for as poorly as we started. I think we rallied-ish, and we got 3 more games here. Maybe we can go over 500. Game 1, bang, win. Game 2, oh, Beeks is done rehabbing. Oh, I probably should have brought him up sooner, but that's okay. He got a nice little, nice lengthy rehab. He's all set. He's definitely ready to go. Who gets sent out? That's a real question here. It's got to be Soroka. I mean, his ERA now has crept up to 4.07. He's got a 10% strikeout minus walk. I mean, he's out of options. But he's free to us. The Braves are paying. So, I mean, if I DFA him, Kerry Carpenter having a decent season for Atlanta. Good for him. Love Kerry Carpenter in real life. We just didn't get a good rollout with him because, again, we didn't get 2023's version to build off of. I think it's Soroka. I'm always going to go strikeout minus walk immediately. Maybe Franklin DaCosta. Actually, you know what? Yeah, 5.19 ERA, 141 whip. He had the great June, but then and a good April, 4 2/3, but just a rotten May, July, and August. Yeah, it's DaCosta. Let's keep Soroka going. Demote him to AAA. Bring up old Beaker, who did not do very well in the minors, by the way. Oh, the 40's full. Oh, Keith took the last spot. Dang, I thought we had a spot cleared from putting Lang on the 60, but I guess not. Maybe Lipsius? Yeah, I think Lipsius can get knocked off and no one's gonna scoop him. Or if they do, good luck to him. It's just like that sometimes. Did Beeks throw all 10 of these innings on the rehab? Oh, yeah, he did. Oh yeah, he hasn't even pitched this year. That's right. That's right. Oh yeah. Honestly, I don't even know if we need to call him up. I forgot. He's been decimated by injury. I'm thinking of like good Jalen Beeks. No, this shoulder inflammation, he was out for a year. Yeah. He's kind of cooked. I'll give him like a little bit of time here, but we might just bring DaCosta right back up. Here in September. Oh shit, our game 2 got rained out, so now we have a double header, and we do have Enriquez and Job ready. Do we have a second opener? Do we go with Pearson as a second opener, perhaps? You know what? I'm gonna let Beeks open one of them. Maybe not my best idea, but let's try it. We're going for the split anyway. You know, you can't go into double headers being like, we gotta take both. I mean, maybe in September, like, you know, when your back's against the wall and you need every win you can get to do anything, that's a different situation. Generally speaking, though, you're gonna split a double header. Let's see what happens here. Processing trade deadline day for what league? Development report, torque, contact and power. Potential for both of them go up. Okay, not bad when he's hurt. Current contact and power go up for Riley Green. Shosei goes from an 80 to a 75. Okay, fine. Scooble's movement improves. CD-ROM loses some control. Ooh, Garrett Apker with the big jump. Yes, the monstrous jump, including the velo boost. All right, do we have something here? All right. I mean, he's not performing well at AA, but I like seeing the skills improve. Let's see if we can get the results to start to follow. Jack Hurley with a little boost. Luke Gold. Daniel Montes, little jumps. Elvis Alvarado. Jace Young's contact goes up. His brother Josh Young in the playoffs for Texas in real life right now. Looking sweet. Big fan of his. Hope Jace can follow in his footsteps. All right, expansion time, so we can get one of each hitter and a pitcher. I'm thinking, let's go with Justin Henry Malloy for the hitter. And for the pitcher, we're just going to call somebody who's already on the 40 because we know the 40 is full. But also, I mean, there's too many pitchers here. I'm going to send Anglin back to AA, even though he's actually not performing terribly. It's just, I mean, 21 guys is too many. There's just not enough innings to go around. Like this Brendan Hanafy. Like, he's just not pitching at all. Even though he's 26, I'm still going to send him to AA. Like, we just got to clear out some of this log jam. All right, Kervin Castro has been amazing in AAA. We are not a full-on meritocracy. We don't always just bring up the best performing guys. 40-man spots matter and everything. But I think it's him or Foley. Foley has a particular set of skills, Liam Neeson style here, with the 80 movement, 70 control. And it's been thriving in 11 innings at AAA, but he really struggled in the majors. So I'm going to go with Swerve and Kervin and see how that goes. I could have brought Reese back up too. I mean, we got a little bit of pitching depth. I feel like. I'm not trying to coax the OOTP gods, even though I was earlier when I literally baited them. By the way, it's a 4-game set against Texas. I didn't know it wrapped around to September 1st. We did indeed split the doubleheader, 1-run games, both of them. Savali opened for Enriquez and got trounced, and we were in trouble in the loss. And then the 3-2 win. Beeks opened, scoreless inning. Did give up 2 hits, but then 5 1/3 scoreless for Job. Yuseta, Pearson, and Rom finished it out. Shosei Watanabe with his 38th homer. All right, so we're up 2-1 in the series. Can we get 3 out of 4 here? Give me a series and a save. What do you say now? And then we're off to Tampa Bay. And let's see. Are we going to get a dub? I couldn't tell before it switched over here. All right. Aaron Ashby. By the way, I don't know when I drank that water if you heard my throat make a weird ass noise. Sorry if that came over the mic. Should I start a charity? Can we afford that? I forget how much that is. I think it's like 9 million or something. I don't know. We'll do it. We'll start a charity. I got your back, Aaron. We're trying to build goodwill. Who's Carter Graham? Why are we getting emails about him? Draft target. Always. It's always a draft target. We do not need to keep following his progress. All right. Did we win? No, we didn't. Okay. So we split. Listen, 4-game set. I'll take a split. Off to Tampa Bay. 71-59. They're 6.5 back of Baltimore. Second wild card behind only Texas. So the schedule has been really challenging us lately. Pretty much since that Cincinnati outing. Or no, since the Cubs, because they were pretty good too. Are the Yankees any good? The Yankees aren't bad. They're fourth in their division, but they're 4 games over 500. So I think we can go as far back as them. Yeah, because Cleveland's now 63 and 68. I don't think we have to say that they're great. So starting from this New York series, it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. 7, or I guess 6 out of 7 series, because the San Francisco, they're not that good. But 6 out of 7 series against playoff contenders. Let's see what we can do here against Tampa Bay. Game 1, 10-6 loss. 5-1 loss. And then we get a 6-2 win to salvage one. Jeez. Edwin Uset, a torn UCL, out 11 months. That's because I said we had pitching depth. I know how this game works. It's because I said that. And if you think I'm kidding, I'm not. This game listens to you, and if you get too big for your britches, they will slice you down to size with like a devastating injury, and then they'll just laugh. Who's they? The OOTP gods. I can't speak too loudly about them. They're everywhere. Just seeing if I want to get Justin Henry Malloy in anywhere, maybe as a backup third baseman. And then backup left fielder. Backup third baseman against lefties too, because he's a right-hander and McKinstry's a lefty. Okay, so what is going on? Why are we trash all of a sudden? Can't win a damn game to save our lives. Let's go August here and see. Did the hitting go cold? The hitting went pretty cold. I got 4 starters right here with a 65 or lower, and actually bring in McKinstry and Adames and go 80 or lower for 6 of our starters. So it's probably just that simple that the offense went extremely cold. But let's take a look at the pitching, see if they were, holding up their end of the bargain. Okay, our 2 worst FIPs for the month were Enriquez and Soroka, so 2 of our starters, not great. But yeah, it was the hitting. Pitchers were better. Although you see some decent FIPs with actually some great FIPs with some awful results. Namely, Savale and Skubal had some rougher ERAs than their FIPs deserved. So it happens. I'm not too perturbed about it. I'm just eager to get to the playoffs and kind of see what's what. Again, I feel pretty good that we're gonna make the playoffs. OOTP gods be damned. Oh my God, it's a 4-game lead. Oh my God, I should have looked before I said that. Now, I still think even if we blow the division, we're gonna make the playoffs. But I guess that's not even guaranteed at this point with Toronto being close there. Oh my God. Are we gonna have the most insane choke ever? And we got Minnesota, the team that's on our ass now, for 3, and then we get them get a little home and home here We get them in Detroit this weekend, and then next weekend we're off to Minnesota with a little KC series in the middle. We better not mess around with them at 55 and 80, for God's sakes. I'm pre-pissed about that, just feeling like we're going to lose. All right, Minnesota here. 4-2 win. Lipsius made it through on the DFA, so that's good. Game 2. Little Saturday afternoon action. 5-4 loss, so guess what? It's a rubber match. Leading into an off day. Give me the series and a save now. Come on, man. Can we get our 80th win of the season? Please. Waiting. Bang, 7-4 win. Who showed up? Riley Green with his 24th homer. Soroka was decent. The bullpen carried him after that. We got to Joe Ryan a bit. You love to see it. The 4-2 win on Friday. Beeks opened for Job. The bullpen was aces, especially Silseth. Parker Meadows and Colt Keith hit triples. Jake Rogers hit his 15th of the year. The 5-4 loss, the aforementioned Silseth had a rough one there. So he made up for it. He made up for it with the other outings. But yeah, that was a tough one. Willie Adames did hit 2 homers. All right, day off and then off to KC. Again, do not mess around with them. Cameron Davis, this was a guy we took. He was an impossible sign. He needed like at least $9 million. We had literally $0. So I took him just to see like how the chips were going to fall. I didn't know exactly if we were going to have anything available. We did not. I'm not worried about it. It was a 17th round pick. Who gives a shit? All right. Royals for 3 in KC. Don't mess around. We lose 1-0. We win 3-2. And we lose 3-2. You got to be kidding me. 3 one-run games against one of the worst teams in baseball. Aaron Ashby was brilliant in the opening win. But Adam Macko was too. So was their bullpen. We barely beat them 1-0. Then we lost that one. Ashby was brilliant. So was Rom. We didn't score a damn thing. My bad. I reversed that. And then we win 3-2. Beeks opened for Enriquez. And we were strong. Lacey was solid for them, as were Carlos Hernandez and Chris Bubich, a.k.a. Tit Scratch. But we get the win there, and then we lose 3-2. CD-ROM. Son of a bitch. He gives it up late. Watanabe hit his 40th. Austin Meadows hit his 17th. I can't forget that I have to say which Meadows. Can't just say Meadows. Doesn't tell anybody anything. All right, what's going on here with CD-ROM? He's got 15 meltdowns. He and Silseth. Is this a situation? Am I running them into the ground or something? Is it that? Like, am I just pushing them too hard? Because they got all of the shutdowns in the world. 35 for Silseth, 25 for Rom, but then 15 and 14 meltdowns. I'm looking real quick in real life to see like what's a good number of meltdown, or like what do the high shutdown guys have for meltdowns? Is it just like you're gonna have some? Okay, so like the highest shutdown guys, and by the way, that's a stat based on win probability. You can go to Fangraphs, look it up, get all the details. The best guy was Devin Williams, 42 shutdowns, 4 meltdowns. Tanner Scott went 41 and 8. David Bednar went 39 and 7. So those guys all had single-digit meltdowns. The next 5 guys in shutdowns all had double-digit meltdowns. Alexis Diaz, Kyle Finnegan, Camilo Duvall, Lucas Sims, and Joel Payams. Which makes sense, by the way. Those guys all, I think, to a man there are kind of hard throwers, maybe a little volatile. So maybe they're going to have higher ups and lower downs. I don't know. That said, they still don't have 15 or 14. It was 11, 10, 13, 12, and 10. Emmanuel Clase went 35 and 15, which is kind of where Silseth's at. And Emmanuel Clase is one of the best relievers in baseball. So, okay. It's not out of pocket where they're at, but still a few too many. And I think what I'm going to do is Again, I don't know if this is doing anything or not, but I'm gonna bring Silseth in the 8th instead of the 7th. Maybe more 2-inning outings instead of 3. Maybe we're just running him a little ragged. I don't know. I'm probably overreacting, but I'm not going to fundamentally change how he's used either. Just a little tweak. All right, another big series at Minnesota now. We are 6 games clear of them, so we've expanded our lead a little bit since last time. That's good. Game 1. Win 4-3. That's 4 straight 1-run games for us, by the way. And we're 2-2 in them. And then a 2-1. Another 1-run game. This one we lose. Spencer Torkelson's back. We're going to hit him on a rehab for at least a week. And then the rubber match. Weird that we have a rubber match on a 3-game set. Give me a series and a save. Give me another 1-run game. Make it 6. Just for fun. Why not? Waiting. 4-1. Okay, we win, though. That's great. All right, so the 4-3 game. Skubal was great. Silseth did get knocked around a bit, but did get the save. Watanabe hit his 41st. The 2-1 loss. Soroka was excellent. The offense just didn't support him. Riley Green hit his 25th, but that was about it. And then the 4-1 win. Ashby was brilliant. Handful of doubles for Baez, Vierling, McKinstry. And then Parker Meadows hit his 7th. And Corbin Burns is a twin. And he pitched well, but not well enough. All right. 7-game lead. Feeling pretty good. Could still blow it, but boy, would it take... It would take a lot. We do have 5 extra games here in October, too. So, all right. KC again, this time coming to visit us, and then the White Sox follow them after that. So the 2 worst teams in our division coming to visit. I mean, come on. You got to go 4-2 here minimum. That's what championship teams do. Game 1, win. Game 2, win. Game 3, loss. Okay, that's fine. 2 out of 3 works. Oh, manager Joe Patini for the FCL Tigers retired. Okay, bye. Thanks for hanging out. I don't think I'm re-signing any of these guys here in the Dominican Summer League. Yeah, they're all good to go. We'll get new guys mixed in there. And then Luis Marte, the pitching coach here, he'll be gone as well. And then, of course, obviously now we have to fill the rookie league guy as well. And Teskey was our only high minors guy that needed to be re-signed, and I already re-signed him. So we're good there. You know, I'm going to raise ticket prices a little bit. I'm going to go up a couple bucks. Hopefully people don't get irate. We're a great team. Support us. All right, we got the White Sox for 4, actually. I think I said 3. We got 4 here. So we got to go 5-2. How about that? Win game 1, 10-3. Win game 2, 2-1. Lose game 3, 5-1. So it's going to come down to it. Our final game here to see if we can go 5-2 or 4-3. And then we're out to Miami and Toronto. Come on, give me the dub. Bang, 4-0 win. Let's go. All right, so we take care of business against lower-end teams the way you need to. I love to see it. I'm pleased. All right, Austin Meadows. Hey, re-sign me. I'm good again. I mean, you are, but what kind of money are you trying to get? Yeah, that's too much. I mean, not just in general of like, I don't really want to pay this, but I can't. Like, I literally can't pay you 13, 14, 15, 16 mil over the next 5 years because I don't have enough money for that. But how nasty would this be too? If you were a GM and you're like, can't do that. We don't have the budget. But even if I did, I still wouldn't pay you. That'd be messed up to tell a player that. Nah, I still wouldn't do it, brother. All right, Miami here. They're already eliminated. We got 3 in Miami. Take 2 of 3. Let's go. Stay hot. Seal this off. We lose the first game. Zach McKinstry's out for 5 days. You know what? We're coming down the stretch here. I don't want to overtax guys. I'm actually going to go ahead and IL him. And then bring Torque back. A little overly cautious there for sure. But I'm fine with it. You know, just given the situation that we're in. How's Colt Keith been? Oh, he's been wretched. Well, he's not going to play against lefties. So that's fine. But yeah, we'll take care of McKinstry there. We do lose 2 of 3. And we'll maybe get swept here because it's actually still on the second game. We lose 3-2 in 10 and 3-1 to Miami. Unfreaking believable. We just refuse to like fully seal this division. We get swept. You gotta be kidding me. This is Houston getting fucking smoked by KC and Oakland down the stretch in real life. Now, Minnesota's on a lose 6, so thankfully it's not really going to matter. It does play in for the #1 seed, though. And we obviously want one of those top 2 seeds, and Texas is right there. We're tied with Baltimore. Actually, we're a half game behind them because they've got a game in hand. 88 and 64 to our 88 and 65, and then 87 and 65 Texas right there. So that is still very bad, losing those 3 in Miami. Unreal. 3-1 loss. I mean, it's all the offense, right? Because we went 3-1, 3-2, 4-0. So I'm not even going to blame the pitching at all. And I'm not even going to look at the box scores. We don't deserve to see those. All right, trip to Toronto for 3. They're 80 and 73, so this will not be easy. See what we can do. Game 1. Another loss, 5-4. You got to be kidding me, man. 5-2 loss. Wow, 5 straight losses. This is a nightmare. We are choking this away. We're going to be the freaking 3 seed and have to play in round 1. Well, who needs rest anyway? Or who needs rest anyway? We do get swept. 6 straight L's. At least Toronto's good. I mean, we clinched the division, but now we've lost 6 straight. And we are indeed the #3 seed. Unbelievable. With 5 games left here. Oh my God. I'm irate. The Dodgers are 94 and 62. They're awesome, of course. And then the D-backs are 83 and 73. So 2 solid teams here. I mean, what? We could probably got to go 4 and 6. Or 4 and 6. 4 out of 6. So 4 and 2. We probably got to win both series. I don't know. We'll see. Got the Dodgers. Final game of September. We lose 6-3. Yeah, we're in so much trouble. Ooh, Freddie Pacheco gets murked. Now, he's dealing with a massive injury, so this is not surprising at all. And this is going to kind of, I mean, not effectively end him or anything. I don't want to speak too definitively about that because we can just kind of, well, actually, no, it's his last option here. I was going to say we could keep him in the minors. Yeah, his future's in some doubt now. Just scanning the rest of the list. A few ups, nothing too crazy. Nothing to really go over. Movement and control do go up for CD-ROM, so that's nice for the playoffs. That his ratings are looking really prime. Unbelievable here, though. We go 11 and 16 in September. Actually worse than our August. And the offense just falling apart. And frankly, that's not overwhelmingly surprising just due to the nature of us being so top-heavy. Our offense is not deep, and I got to be honest with y'all ahead of time here. I am nervous about the playoffs. I don't know what the offense is going to look like. I don't know if they're going to be able to string together hits. We might be home run dependent, which, I mean, we've got some guys that's okay with. We got 3 guys at 26 or more, another couple that are right there around the 20 mark. And just like real baseball, you know, homers kind of drive everything in the playoffs, but I'm nervous, especially with this choke down the stretch here. 2 more against the Dodgers. We win 1. Wow. And we take the series with back-to-back 6-2 wins. Okay. All right, that puts a little pep in my step. We are now 90 and 69, a half game back of Baltimore. Again, they've got that half game in hand, so they're probably going to play on this day that we have off. And we're, a game and a half back of Texas. They're 91 and 67. So this day here that we had off, what happened with them? Okay, so Baltimore wins. They're 91 and 68. So is Texas because they lost. So we're a game back of both with 3 games left. We're facing Arizona. Baltimore is facing the Red Sox. who are bad. They're 79 and 80, although that's funny that that's last. To be one game under 500 and be last in the division just speaks to the difficulty of that division. Meanwhile, Texas finishes with Houston, a trip to Houston, and they're 81 and 78. They're out of the playoffs. No playoffs for Houston. Wow. All right, let's see how it goes here. Game one. I'm going to go game one with us. Okay, we lose. We're garbage. Oh shit, we are player light. Where did we lose a player that I didn't replace? Because I thought when McKinstry got hurt, I brought Torkelson back. That's all right. I'll just bring McKinstry back. And honestly, here you go, Hinch. You can figure out the lineups for the last 2 games. Because I'm going to change it all for the playoffs anyway. So I'll let him do whatever he wants. And the only thing he really does is he takes out Torkelson, which I wouldn't necessarily do. Oh, and I think I might play Austin Meadows against lefties. I mean, we might not even get a lefty. I'm focusing on something that doesn't really matter, but I'm going to switch it anyway. Oh yeah, we said we don't want Keith playing against lefties. All right, so one with us, we lost. Next game, Baltimore lost, by the way, and so did Texas. Okay, so game 2, we're going to watch Baltimore. Let's see what they do. Come on, Boston. Dang, they win. So we go back to the standings. We lost again. Okay, we're screwed. We're getting the 3 seed, y'all. Wow. Wow. That is so bad. How do we do against Texas in case we tie them? All right, we got the wild card, or we got the tiebreaker against them. We need Houston to come through. Houston, give a sweep, please. Help us out as we gag all the way down the stretch here. 2 horrendous months. Last game of the season, they do lose. Do we win? No, we're garbage. We lose in 11. Wow, man. What a brutal finish. Okay, well, we are in the playoffs, so we're good there. We kind of knew we were going to be, but I tempted the OOTP gods, and they win again. When will I ever learn? I won't. Okay. Fuck you, gods. No, I'm a dumbass. Like I said, our offense came back to earth as expected. I love joking about the OOTP God stuff. We did play like shit. But hey, in the real life playoffs this year, the teams that had the rest has not panned out that well. As a Tigers fan, I lean toward the rust end of the rest versus rust, because the 2 times they made the World Series came off of ALCS sweeps, and it felt like they were out of sorts and not ready to go when they got to the World Series. Now, those are 2 anecdotes based off my favorite team losing the World Series. That doesn't mean it's definitive. In fact, the data that Ben Clemens ran over at Fangraphs was that the teams with the most rest are 24 and 11. It was like X number of days rest versus playing X number of days in a row. I forget the 2 thresholds that he used, but he ran the numbers, and the rest is valuable, which makes sense, right? We overreact every year to the playoffs to like what just happened and be like, we have to change this because the best teams lost. If all you want is the best teams to win a playoff, don't do a playoff. Okay? It's really that simple, because you're not going to get that. By the way, they took off ostensibly our ace from the playoff roster. What am I looking at here? Who did they take off? Oh, they're like, nah, we don't need Tariq Skubal. I'm sorry, computer. Are you drunk right now? Are you absolutely lit? That's ridiculous. But we'll get the whole playoff roster set and everything. We'll take a look at our opponents in the Toronto Blue Jays, see what they've got, righty-lefty style, what we need to do, who we're going to take with us. And then we got a 3-game set, y'all, which means anything can happen, and it's very scary. I love these sets when we are the upstart, David against Goliath, trying to take somebody down in a short set, but we're a little bit more Goliath-y here. as one of the better teams in the league. We have the best, we're the third highest seed, the best seed in this round. Obviously we're one of the best teams in the American League all year until the stretch run there. So again, we're not fully Goliath, but we're coming in as the favorites, and we got a chance to get upended here in a 3-game set. Next episode will be the AL wild card against the Toronto Blue Jays. The Rays will face the Mariners, and then the Orioles and Rangers await. On the other side, it'll be the Diamondbacks against the Padres and the Phillies against the Mets. So basically a little divisional action there with the Cubs and the Dodgers waiting. So thank you all so much for watching. We'll get to that wild card here a couple days after this goes up. This should go up on Tuesday the 17th, and then ideally the wild card will go up on Wednesday the 18th. That's the plan right now. So let's see if I stick to that. Take care.